So the preacher shows a white man call a Mexican dude the N word with the ER. And I'm looking at this dark skinned brother because I'm not trying to be colorist, but why some of you dark skinned individuals, not all, think that all of us look alike? You play this little stupid role and put this out there. You talking about genetic makeup. We mix with white too, and you know I'm lighter than you. You have white heritage too. Just because you look purely black, genetically you're not fully black. Okay, and while we come in different skin tones and hair, we mix with African, European, and Native. See, you want to put a facade, and it gets on my nerves when y'all get mad that many of us who don't go along with your facade, you get mad because we tell the truth. We're mixed. African American descendant people, so called Black Americans, are not pure black. We are part Black African, part European, and part Indigenous because we vulgar. The dick and pussy in our ancestry came from different races. They used this stupid one drop rule to designate us as purely black so they can do anti black racism such as slavery and Jim Crow discrimination on us for having black ancestry. Because they didn't want us to be free because being white meant being free of oppression. Okay? They didn't want us to share white privilege. So that's why they want us to say we pure black and ignore that some of the slave owners were rapists. I'm not going to ignore that. I have a fifth grandfather that was a rapist, and I let everyone know what the fuck he did. And I am the seed of him, just like I'm the seed of the pure black my pure grandmother who came from Louisiana, who was purely black, but she was owned by a French family, so she was colonized French Creole. And then my French Scottish, Anglo-Saxon fifth grandfather came from New Jersey. He wasn't Southern. Came to the South and owned property, owned her and violated her, and moved her to Cold Spring, Texas. And that's when they had Malata. My fifth grandma was trying to kill her and kill herself while she was pregnant. And I saw on Ancestry.com from another relative, they have notes of this, that Margaret, which is John Corn's wife, it wasn't John. She wasn't his mother. His wife was named John Corns. I mean, it was Margaret Corns. Well, she came in and stopped. That's my step fifth grandmother. Stopped her from burning herself in the fireplace with Phyllis Corns, my fourth grandmother, who's mulatto biracial. And next thing that she gave birth to Phyllis, and Phyllis later on married my Cherokee fourth grandfather, who's, his father, my fifth grandfather, John Wolf Jackson Sr., was from Georgia, and he died on his way to Oklahoma, Trail Test 1836. And his son, who was fully Cherokee, John Wolf Jackson Jr., married. That's my big mama, my great grandmother, which is my paternal grandmother's mother, family tree, from her dad's side. Okay, so and it's weird because when Levi, who was the child of Phyllis and John Wood Jackson Jr., married Amanda Maney. She also was mixed with white too down her family tree because I traced her lineage to England because she was mixed with black. They had a son named Levi, named his son, that's my third grandfather, named his son John from his dad and his brother because he had a brother named. So then that John Jackson, which is my second grandfather, married Eula Butler, and that's my third grandmother, and that's why I believe I'm related to Chad Butler, aka if we related, that makes sense. Time out from UGK. So that's Big Mama, my mother's parents. We have family get-togethers. I have been since 1989 September in Evergreen, Texas, which is near Cleveland, in Cold Spring, and that's where her family from East Texas. No one she not cook my gumbo. And it's weird because my grandmother, the one who gave me hell, my dad's mama, that's who beats me in the street. Fist Bible verse and everything. Okay, she cooked gumbo, and she's talking about those crazy Frenchmen. Well, find out she's one too. She met a dark-skinned Frenchman. My grandfather, he's friend from Cottonwood, Louisiana, in Alexandria. But it's weird how, and yeah, it's weird. But Big Mama taught you how to cook gumbo, right? What she learned from her Louisiana roots. because my fifth grandmother was purely black, but last name Boudreaux. You know what I'm saying? So, and she was on her family. My six grandparents, Chavala and Pet Boudreaux, who were fully African, was owned by a French family in New Orleans. Um, and then yeah, and John Corns was not only Scottish and English, he had French, and yes, besides Canada, there were French people coming to New York and New York doing college, which I did not know that. I always thought that French came to Canada, you know what I'm saying, in Louisiana, but no, they came through the colonization of East Coast, northern East Coast, you know, the Puritan areas. It's weird. That's in my blood too, because I traced his lineage from France too. I had French ancestors. Weird. That's weird. His grandparent that was French. Like, yeah. But anyway, just I'm glad I gave you that education because, and I traced his lineage to Scotland when I was at Kroger's when I was homeless after I got evicted the second time. So, it was 2023. 3 years ago. So you cannot sit here and say I genetic makeup. Okay. I get tired of that. And there are dark skinned cousins that's dark like you. There's people with camera skin, it's high yellow bright. You know, I'm just getting tired of people making lies up and saying we full black. We're not full black, we're mixed. Accept it. It's the truth. Whether you like it or not, don't like it, kill yourself. Shit. I ain't gonna sit here and lie and say I'm fully black. But since I have a rapist fifth grandfather, I let it be known what he did, okay? So these people won't think that, because I think he fought in, yeah, he was a veteran in War 1812. I saw that too. I'm like, okay, yeah, he was a veteran in War 1812, okay? But he was not a good man, okay? So since I'm his fifth grandchild, I'm going to let everybody know what he did, okay? Start spreading the news, okay? And people say, well, how does it feel you the sin of a rapist? I ain't the perfect Catholic Christian, but in Deuteronomy, in I think the numbers that God changes curses into a blessing, I am the blessing that came out the curse. That's why I don't have rape in my conscience, baby, okay? Talk to R. Kelly. Talk to Brother Polite. Talk to Chris Stokes, okay? Talk to Diddy. Okay, talk to them brothers that's in Clyde Day who involved in that shit. Okay, I ain't got that, my baby. Okay, so that's the only thing too. We got, and trust me, if you do sex offending registration lookouts in your neighborhood, in the hood, you see a bunch of them used to end with niggas who ain't brothers to me, who got that going on. Okay, so don't come at me with that because I ain't got that in my conscience, baby. Okay, thank you. I know rape in my damn, but no rape. Don't let none of that crap. Don't sex in my dog on my conscience. Okay, thank you. Go talk to them with that mess. Okay, they the one big answer. They white and of different shades, from the dog to white passing. Go talk to them niggas on the second with that mess. I ain't got to do with that because I'm the blessing that came out of a curse. Okay, thank you. Shoots. It does say that in Scripture. I forgot what verse that God changes curse in a blessing. I'm the blessing that came out of the curse. That's why I have a problem with it. And I let the white race people get offended because they don't want to contribute to it. Bingo. So that's why, and I do have Hispanic heritage, and also not all my white blood came from rape because on my mama's side, one of my four grandmothers were white. Okay, my son Sam Collins was born 1876. He was not from rape. His mama was white. His dad passed for white, mulatto in Texas. Yes, they did, and it's shocking. I didn't think that they don't teach that in school. And my grandfather, dad's side, will always talk about slavery. See, thank you. This is my mama's side. Okay, he married my third grandmother, talking about Sam Collins, my black Spanish Creole third in 1898, October 1898, which is dang 100 years when I graduated high school. Um, and he was 21, going on 22 in November. He was a November baby, and my third grandmother was 14 years old, Grandma Anna. And remember, she was Rouse on paper, but her dad was Olmsted Real. He was born in Texas. Last name Real. His brother, who's Luke Real, okay, is also in Grimes County, and they had him as white and mulatto. And they put my fourth grandfather as black. They was half brothers, but they both had Spanish last names. Real, Rial, and he would say, well, they put me as black. No. That sometimes will put you as black if you are mixed. Okay, and because depending on the numerator from the census will look at you, and even I'm glad Alex Geology, the brown skinned brother who's Creole, does this too. He'll show you a picture of a white passing person. They list him as black, which is true. They did to my third grandfather. He was listed as white because he was born to so-called white parentage, but his mother, his dad passed white. When he married my third grandmother, they listed him as black. They put my great grandfather read his daddy Gilly and the siblings, Gilly siblings as mulatto 1910 and 20. That's weird how they did it, okay? But just because someone like Phyllis Corns on my dad's side, she was listed as black, even though she had a white daddy. Okay, depending on the especially the numerator biases, just because someone is listed as black and you'll find other records sometimes they put listed as white too. Okay, because they did to my and Luke Real. Luke Real is listed as white, married to a black woman. And then they list him as mulatto. But his brother listed as black, so I guess he was darker and he had mixed heritage. But the numerator was like, I don't care what you look like, I'll put you without I want. You know what I'm saying? And they were white racist people who were doing the numerator shit. Okay, so they weren't always accurate. No, they wasn't. I don't get tired of y'all trying to use that argument on everything. You know the numerators were always accurate. And then yeah, thank you. So he was listed as he was his real last name was Real, but they kept mispronouncing it, misspelling his name to Rouse or Rao. I even saw a record is Real, Real, which you get in Spanish too, but his original last name was Real, Rill, and so I'm Hispanic of that side of the family tree. And his parents from Louisiana, which you know Spain and France was in Louisiana. So I'm just the reason I'm saying this and being long winded because it gets on my nerves when I see preachers show man and ignorance like him want to broadcast it, and like I'm looking at him like the white man called the Mexican man a nigger. Well, I know why, cause Mexicans are part black. Talking about who more European. Here we go with that. Who more European, who less European. It don't matter. We European too. We also African. We are just not all of us look alike. Okay, not every majority. Like sometimes a majority of so-called Black Americans are brown or dark. That's not true. Yeah, it's not true. Did you do a study on everybody's skin color? Because in segregation, you was something when they did segregation, you will saw different colors of us. They forced you. You could not go to the other side of the white side. You try to go, you about to get killed. Okay. However, when integration happened, we scatter out. So, and then yes, and while some of our people who look lighter, who don't look black or look black enough, but hell, they got the jobs and the opportunities, and those who are darker didn't get it. Then you had those who were lighter who chose to stay in, in the hood. So you cannot sit here and say somebody is always black because unless you have traveled the world, travel all over the United States and say that little stupid data, you cannot make that because I meet all types of brothers and sisters of different colors and hair textures, okay? Okay, and I thank God my own community in Southeast Harris County when I was growing up was like that. It was a color, I call it a color community. Because we had folks that had straight hair, light skin, some passed for mixed skin. Okay, some passed white. Not every had dark skin with loose curly hair. They didn't come out so called nappy. Okay, you had folks my camera skin with straight hair. You had all type of skin tones and hair textures. And I'm like I don't like Bill Cosby because he is a dirty ass dog. He was friend with Epstein. Talking about Bill Cosby, but I like to hear the Cosby Show because it educates that. That's how our family um is. You're not gonna see everybody look alike, and I'm getting tired of that narrative on social media because it is annoying. Like we have racist Latino Dominicans people, and even Hispanics too, but they're saying that not the Dominican hair salons and that in barbershops, but black people don't cut. And like, excuse me, I don't know what you're talking about because in our community we don't all have the same hair texture. You don't all have the same. No, we don't. You have those with loose curly hair, straight hair, wavy hair, and some nigga, I'm gonna say the N word in our communities, make that statement, he's ignorant. And nigga does not mean black, it means ignorant. Okay? He ain't no brother mine, because anyone advocate ignorance like that, I don't like that. You're going to have straight hair brothers and sisters. You're going to have curly, straight hair. Not everybody has that. Like, I'm not dark like Preacher Show. Okay, I'm camera skin. I'm not bright like J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole had white mama. We have brothers that look like J. Cole in our community who have so-called two black parents who mixed. Okay? We have people that look like Quincy Jones. Not Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones mixed up too. Quincy Brown talking about Al B. Shore. Al B. Shore, more brown tone, but still lighter skin, more brown tone. Kim Poe, camel skin. She was not dark skinned. Okay, she got darker as she got older after the deal with Diddy. Okay, I did see her complexion. When she was her mother, she was light brown, camel skin, but she don't have kinky hair, so-called nappy hair. She got that straight wavy curl. And Abby should have loose curl. So they son come out like a dang on typical Mexican Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? Mexican Puerto Rican becomes skin tone too. But you know what I'm talking about? Outer skin tone, wavy, scrully. If you saw Quincy Brown, okay, Diddy's stepson, if you saw him and he was not famous, you thought that's a Mexican Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? But he not. So you cannot make that argument. I get tired of people with that nonsense. They want to advocate ignorance on social media and attack those who don't go along with their fuckery, okay? That's why my mouth is so ugly about this, because I get tired of hearing that and seeing that, okay? We're not pure black. Get over it. Stop lying to society. Because folks like me who tell the truth, we got to be persecuted for telling the truth because we don't go along with someone's lies. But going back to the situation with the Mexicans. Mexicans are not just Spanish indigenous. They part African. Let me give you a history lesson. Because I thank God that not Richard Rodriguez who made the movie Desperado, okay? This was a is it Richard or Ricardo Rodriguez? Okay, he was, no, Robert Rodriguez. Rob Rodriguez, not him, okay? Rob Rodriguez was a writer. His wife, I think Patricia Gonzalez, his wife. They lived in like New Mexico, Arizona. They used to write newspapers about Chicano history, sometimes black and brown stuff. And weird that Robert Rodriguez died when I got evicted the second time. He wrote an article about the black Seminoles going to Mexico in June of 1993. Around 13 going on 14 years old. I saw that, and he did mention mestizo, not just Spanish indigenous. He said Spanish, Native, and African. Talking about Mexicans. Which makes sense that Mexicans do have black blood. Of course, the text was back time said that those Spanish indigenous, but when you go to the library, you will read about how Afro-Mexicans were in the caste system mixing the created Mexicans. And then you would find out that later on in years, like I found the second president of Mexico was Afro-Mexican. Okay. And Father Maria Jose Morelos was also Afro-Mexican besides Spanish and Indigenous. So it was Vincente Guerrero. Other heroes, there's a lot of talk that Zapata was also mixed African besides Indigenous Spanish. You know what I'm saying? That Zapata was. So when you hear that, they don't teach it in school. That Pico in California, the last Mexican government was under California, was mixed with Afro-Mexican besides Spanish, Indigenous, and Italian. They don't teach it Luis Cotero, who was Luis Cotero from Jalisco, Guadalajara. She came from, that's how he was the one who created Los Angeles. It was Mestizo family and Mulatto family members and Afro-Mexicans that created Los Angeles. People don't talk about the townsmen. Palabarros, it's not my Spanish, not that good sometimes because it's not everywhere I use. But y'all don't call it means townsmen. They created Los Angeles, okay? And Luz Cotero's granddaughter, Maria Rita Valdez, she was Afro-Mestizo. She was not Mulata. She had indigenous roots too. And she was a founder of Beverly Hills. White Anglo-Saxons took California from Mexico. They did her dirty in her legal team. Her lawyer backstabbing and took the land of Beverly Hills from her. So people do not know the history, and when I hear ignorant people, it makes me mad. And that's why the white man, he knows. Because here in Texas, there's so-called father of Texas, Stephen Austin, referred to Mexicans as a mongrel Spanish Indian Negro race. They are saying there's a war between Anglo-American and the Spanish, the mongrel Spanish Indian Negro race. Why did he say Spanish Indian and Negro race talking about Mexicans? Because Stephen Austin knew that Mexicans, it's back when they was trying to take Texas from Mexico for slavery. You get my point? He knew that Mexicans had African blood. So when this white man is calling the Mexican the N-word with the ER, they know they dark secret. They know that. Many white supremacists know that Mexicans and other Latinos are Spanish, Spaniard, Native, and African. Okay? They know that. It's funny how you have racist Latino people who have been Mexican as well. And other Latinos will sit here and say, "Mejor raza, do not marry a black person, marry a white person." But the white people you're marrying know your bloodline is fucked up. They'll play with your head and let you do the bad work on African American people. But when we're not in the room, your bitch ass is a nigga. And then white man let him know that I know your dark side. You try to come in this country hiding that you had some African blood, talking about you have indigenous blood because they didn't recognize indigenous history. Remember, that's why they put indigenous people here in the United States in reservations. And when they were doing the census before 1912, 1924, and 1940, I believe, they recognized indigenous people as Americans. I did not know that. So that's why when you go in your family tree and you look at record indigenous people, they'll put them as mulatto, black, or white. I kid you not, because they were using paper genocide on Native American people. In Virginia, they made them as color people and Negroes. That's why so many people think that if I'm indigenous in this country, I'm black. My black indigenous, and I'm like, bro, no. Yes, we had African people that came before Columbus, but question: do you have those ancestors on your documentation? Can you show proof? No. So your indigenous blood did not come from the Africans that came here before Columbus. Your African blood came from the slave trade. If you have indigenous blood like I do, okay, it came from indigenous people came out of Asia, okay, who came here and they are the first Americans because they're the one found Turtle Island, as we call them, Northern. So they thank you. Like me, I'm not a hairy person. People ask that question, you don't have hairy legs, don't hairy chest, don't hairy arms because I have Mongoloid blood. Remember, indigenous people and Asians share that Mongoloid blood, right? So that's why I don't have a hairy body. Okay, I'm not hairy. I'm not hairy at all. I don't have, you know what I'm saying? People like you don't have no hair on your leg. I'm mixed, idiot. I'm not a full blown black person. Stop this little white supremacist mindset that we like. Damn. So you get my point. I'm not preaching ignorance on my channel. I don't care if folks don't like it. They can lie to ugly bitch ass judges like Judge Gonzalez down there in Arizona, and we can get their bitch ass out they fucking off like I did. We gonna call the Department of Justice on her ass too, and FBI. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Those that watch my video, okay? I ain't mention that idiot's name. My point I'm trying to say is, see how they go and I know I'm cursing, and you're not godly to curse people. It's not godly to curse. But even in the book in the Psalms, it talks about the false accuser, that's what Satan does mean. The snake, yeah, because you know the snake when in the grass of God. Even remember talking about in Psalm 109. I do pray that Psalm 109 prayer. Okay. Yes, that 109 prayer talks about the false accuser. Okay, and yeah, so the false accuser trying to get you in trouble when you tell the truth because Satan love is the fall of lies and God is the fall of the truth, right? So. But my point is to preach a show. For you to sit here and say that they have more European, I don't care what them facade DNA tests only real when it comes to relatives. Baby mama, cousin, brother, baby daddy, sister, brother, grandma, papa. That's the only time DNA test is real. DNA test is not real when it comes to race. If I already said that in the biological department and department at Saint Paul, yeah, Saint Paul University, no, DePaul University was called. Yeah, they talked about that. And other people came out and says why Super Child's sister, her dumb ass sister, talking about Annie Wachowski going through all them legal situation lying to customers about 23 me, and she going through a lot of hell. That's good because she lied, lying ass bitch. Anyway, you don't lie to your customers. Okay, you everybody that went 23 me and all this other to pay their money back because and then they stuff be sold to other people. They can put your DNA in somebody's crime in a crime you and making you false accused of a crime. I'm glad they putting lizards and dog DNA in their DNA tests, and the lizard is African American and Jewish and European and indigenous and Asian. How can a lizard and a dog and a cat? Yeah, yeah, that's right. Go ahead and send y'all cat DNA and dog DNA, and these DNA companies come out saying, "Well, this person get a fake name because they ain't gonna investigate." And oh, so your cat is a white European. Kid you not? The lizard, the lizard is Native American and African Chinese. I kid you not. So these stupid people over here talking about your DNA test. DNA test is only good, is only real and accurate when it comes to relatives, not race. Okay? So that's why I preach show. I'm just looking at him stupid. And like I said, you are trying to say the DNA is more close to us. Actually, both African Americans and Latinos share similar DNA. When I say that, meaning we have African, European, and Native in both groups. So we're not that different. We look different. We have cultural differences. Who is it? Oh, hold on. Hold on. I got some. Hold on, just a moment. Hold on, I'm coming, bro. Hold on, just a moment. So, anyway, sorry about that. You had delivery coming in. Anyway, so the point I'm trying to say, we are multiracial. And on my channel, I'm not gonna sit here and promote this lie that we are 100% this because that's what y'all want to hear. And y'all like my channel, y'all can leave and go to somebody else's channel that fit your narrative. But my thing is that the man shot that the white man called the Mexicans the N-word with the ER, called them niggers. Well, Mexicans have black blood. I don't, they try, the ones who racist try to hide it, lie, cover up. You can't lie and cover up truth, whether you like it or not. For example, J. Edgar Hoover, which that's what these racist Latinos remind me of. J. Edgar Hoover. Y'all know J. Edgar Hoover was mixed with black. He has his aunt, his auntie, white passing auntie, and white passing daddy. To remember, he was born of a fair. White passing daddy messed with a white woman, and that's how J. Edgar Hoover was born. And his stepdad, you was abusing him because the stepdad knew the secret, but since he was able to pass for white and not look black, he was able. And but while he was staying, the stepdad people were beating his ass, mistreating him. So and then I also found from Judge Joe Brown, they said he was in Louisiana or something like that, and they quit playing random all Louisiana. I did not know that part because it's a woman, Miss Minnie Mars, light skinned sister. She's related to J. Edgar Hoover, and she was told by her daddy to never tell nobody. It's on YouTube. Never tell nobody that you were there because he'll send some goons after you. He was the founder of the FBI, right? Or the head of FBI, whatever it was. So when white racist people back in the day start asking, like, wait, I think this dude got some black ancestry. And so to show that he was not and that he had no black in him, he portrayed this racist white man. He also lived a gay life on the down low. Let me explain why. He was afraid if he did go with a white woman, that child might come out with some black. Cause that's why when people go past white and they marry white people, they will sometimes ask the nurse, "What does my baby look like? Does my baby look black? Does it have some black?" Because they're afraid, especially the women, because they're afraid that if their white husband found out, it's a movie called I Passed White, came out in 1960. I saw the trailer. I ain't saw the movie yet. And remember in the trailer, she asks, "Is my baby black?" And the white husband saying, "Excuse me, I want to talk to my wife." "What do you mean my baby is black?" So, point is, that's why many you dumb people do not know your history, want to ignore history because it doesn't fit your ignorant narrative. But I tell you like it is, it's not going to fit your narrative here, okay? Whether you like it or not. Because truth sets you free. Lies hurt people. That's why you're hurt when we tell the truth. So, because it's meant to hurt people. Not truth is not, the lies are not meant to help you. J. Edgar Hoover went after civil rights leaders in his career because he was trying to hide that secret that he was mixed with black. So when I see people like Ashley Gonzalez, when I see other racist Latino people act that way, they try to be more racist than the white supremacists because they know that dirty secret. They're mixed with black. And they don't want to face that until the real white people treat them like crap. Because the real white people don't have to worry about having black blood because they don't have no black blood. Okay? But the real white people gonna know later on why you passing, trying to act like them, trying to portray their behavior. You won't help them mistreat an African American person, but when we leave the room, and I'm Hispanic from this side of the border, we say Spanish Creole, I'm not Latin American Hispanic. When we leave the room, you the nigga, and you're called a dub. Remember, I'm not saying this out of my own heart. I'm paraphrasing. You're called a wetback, a spick, and later on be called a nigga because they know your dirty secret. They know that you got African besides indigenous blood and Spaniard. And they also know the Spaniards, because I mix with Spanish Creole, they love to race mix. Spain has a history mixing with black women, indigenous, and Asian. White and Filipinos have Hispanic roots. Guamanians, the Spanish, the East Indies, right there by Indonesia, they have some Spanish. The Spanish love sharing their dick. Okay, I'm calling like it is. Okay, I'm being nasty. They love spraying their sperm on someone's pussy. Okay, I don't know what it is. Oh, yes, because the Moors when they dominate Spain, men them married the white women in Spain. That's why the Spanish are not fully white themselves. Okay, they got kicked out the Moors because they were, and it's not being anti-black or anti-Muslim, because Muslims do have a history. That's who created the slave trade before the Europeans. Okay, and I'm not being anti-Muslim, but that's the Arab slave trade was started first. Okay, when they was trying to enslave the white women who were Christian in Spain, or even those who were mixed, the Catholic Church said no more. And I'm Catholic myself. And I'm the perfect Catholic. And they kicked the Moors out because if you was not Muslim, they can rape you, they can kill you, they can murder. I kid you not. And they're doing it. They're doing it right now. If you all these wars in the Near East, I'm not here to be anti-Muslim because they got good Muslims and bad Muslims, but you have those who go by their own interpretation of the Quran. And the extremists will kill you if you're not Muslim. If you're Jewish or if you are Christian, both Catholic or Protestant or Orthodox, you are persecuted. Some of the people in those areas in the Middle East who left Islam became Christian, whether it be Catholic, Protestant, or Orthodox, they're killed. They're discriminated against, and they're pressured to go back to being Islamic, revert to Christianity, and go back to this not like. So when I hear and they have a history, because cause like I said, because they were not real. In Spain, they were raping people, raping women. They were in making them enslaved, like they did in North Africa, trying to enslave Christian people. That's why they song all Christian soldiers marching up to war. That's why we could kick them out because they were acting a fool. It's not being the Muslim. If people can't be Christian, but Protestant, Catholic, Orthodox going to the Muslim come, they have the Muslim rather kick their behind out. That's how it go. Okay, they felt entitled to enslave. They were slaving Europeans. Yeah, they were. They were slaving Christian people who were Catholic. Because the church was Christian. The only Christian churches before the Orthodox came in were Catholic, right? So they were doing all this mess, and they said, "Oh no, we got to go to war and stop this mess now." So people could be safe being a Catholic Christian in Spain. So that's why, but it was used to being racially mixed because they did intermarry with the non Moors and Moors who are mixed with Arab and African roots. So yeah, okay, and that's where the term Moreno comes from. Moors, right? A lot of folks, my Mexican friend who's part Chilean told me that. Yeah, and he was he part Colombian? Yeah, part Colombian, Chilean, and Mexican. Told me that years ago online, one of my online Mexican friends who's from San Antonio. Okay, he says where the word Moreno comes from. Okay, from the Moors. So they already had race mixing in their blood. So the Spanish just went when they was out there in the Americas, when they went to Africa, like Equatorial Guinea, when they went to Morocco, that's in Africa too. When they went to the Americas, it was a slave trade. They mixed with the black women, they mixed with the indigenous. When they went to the Philippines, same doggone thing. They started mixing with the Asian women. They have a history just race mixing. The Northern Europeans did not have that experience. That's why they felt that, which makes sense. The Anglo-Saxons felt that race mixing was a bad thing, and if they did mix with a black woman, Indigenous woman, the child was a bastard. Okay, and that makes sense why many of the northern white people at the time want to keep their purity. They knew the Italians and Spanish and Greek were already mixed up, but the Northern Europeans were definitely into like keeping the bloodline pure. You know what I'm saying? And they get along with Spain, especially when after the Protestant Reformation, the English did not like the Spanish. They always had the black place stereotypes on Spaniards. Okay, so that's also the other reason why the Europeans, like the Anglo-Saxons, call them Mexican dude nigger because of Spanish ancestry. But when you sitting here trying to make a stupid lie and propagate a lie, and I know it makes me so angry because if you knew that Mexicans have black blood and the ones who are anti-black try to outdo the white supremacists, which is comical. Because when we African people, you were Hispanic or not, some of us are Hispanic. If you have Spanish roots in Louisiana and Mobile, Alabama, and Spanish Florida, because some of the slaves went to transferred away from slavery and intermingled with the indigenous people and Spaniards. Is it did image of one Spanish people, a lot of folks. I know that. We have Spanish roots, like I found out I have Spanish roots from Louisiana. The truth of the matter is, where we're Hispanic, not, we leave the room, okay, African people. And next thing, who get treated like a nigga? These Hispanics, like these Latinos, okay, who want to be anti-black so bad. And it's comical and laugh when they get the nigga wake up. And that's when let me know, even when Trump won, down in where my stalker lives, I ain't mention his ass, but he live in Scottsdale and Phoenix, where Judge Gonzalez had a bitch and been their way, bitch. Judge Gonzalez wanted to keep married to a white man, who tried to exonerate me, ugly hoe. Anyway, pendeja puta. As I was saying, hope you get and a bitch got a criminal record, and I'll pass the taste. I know about her damn bitch hoe. I got off the criminal record. As I said, she a part nigga bitch too. Anyway, besides dishes, okay, in Spain, we know about that dog secret. Anyway, point is, that white man said what to them Hispanic, the Mexican chicks? Get your, that's right, kick your butt and jumping niggers out of my country. He called them border jumping niggas. Let me tell you, he know that dark secret. And when Mexicans try to pretend they don't have no black, it's comical. And we're letting them know how our white cousins are, because white Americans are our cousins. We are part of them because the race mixing back in slavery. The truth of the matter is, we know them. We know they don't like your ass. Just like they hate our guts, they hate you. When you're trying to cosplay their behavior, it's comical. It's laughable. So when Trump came in office, which I'm glad he did teach a lesson, here you crying about getting deported, harassed by white people. I'm not the ones who into racism. I'm talking the ones who are. Who thought that Trump gonna give you a good paying job, stop cleaning his damn toilet. No, bitch, you gonna clean that toilet or leave the country. That's right. That's how it go. So the white people calling you niggas. When you trying to call us niggas, they calling you niggas. They calling you boy jumping niggas. Cause they know that dark secret. That you have a drop of black in you. Okay? You're not better than nobody. I don't know who lied and told you that lie, but you're not because you don't look black because all that raza mixing. When Jose Biggensells came out with that stupid Cosmo La Raza Cosmo essay back in 1925, the little essay, when I say essay, you're talking about no troll, I'm talking about essay as you write in write literature, okay? And try and manipulate the Mexican government to ignore its African roots and history. Still, many of us go to college or go to the library and read books that goes against what we're taught in school. And we know that. And shout out to Robert Rodriguez, the one who writer, not the director, the writer who's Patricia Gonzalez's husband. His article educated me about Afro-Mexicans. Okay? And I found it weird when I had got Victor Mastaka's birthday. She ended up dead. Then later on that month, God rest his soul. I do believe that somebody put some spells and put it because I was telling too much about Mexicans have African blood. And they do. Besides Indigenous and Spaniard, they're part African. They're not just, that's a lie. That's the way that, and still, it's funny when they was claimed to be mestizos, they didn't even ask the governor to put them as Native American back in 1940s and 30s. LULAC demanded to put Latinos, particularly Mexicans, as white. So, but real white people do not like. There's plenty of white people who hate to see white on a Spanish person's application when you get arrested. Okay? So, like I say, when you're trying to mimic our white racist cousins, listen like racist Latinos, you're gonna be treated like a nigga in this country. I'm waiting for that bitch down in Arizona to get treated like one. Okay, she married to a white man. Bitch, Joe Aparo, talking about Jugger's eyes, will mess you up if he was in office. Okay, back in 2000, I'm too old, 2015, 14, wherever he get before he got kicked out of office. Okay, and I'm not defending Joe Aparo because he also alleged he was in sex trafficking too. I heard that too. He was. However, okay, having CPS trafficking children. Okay, and before my stalker come in and get mad because he's a social worker, I already knew that because Sister Paula Flo back in 2014 told me that Paula Flo's sister, she against whooping kids. Here, stop here. She's a sister, school teacher. She has a daughter. She with her daughter. Her daughter is a good sister. She was contacting me about Maricopa County sex trafficking and CPS trying to get at the parents who are not abusing their kids in line. And I was too busy going to stuff here in Houston with CUNY Home shit. Okay, y'all know CUNY Home, third world, George Floyd from. I live in CUNY Home then. Okay, I'm not from CUNY Home. I moved to CUNY Home in my 30s. Okay, so I'm going through going through a lot of my own personal stuff. I not want to bother about that, but now when I find my stalkers from Maricopa County, I'm not saying he's involved in that. That's why I know about that. See, don't fuck with me. I know about things, okay, before I met you, okay? The point I'm trying to say is that Joe Aparo was supposedly defending CPS when they were doing this mess. It was a sister, her son was about to be trafficked, something like that. I forgot how the story goes. I go, Paula Flo's channel still up. I haven't talked to Paula Flo in years. And so Paula Flo, she's a former school teacher, very religious, and she don't believe whooping kids. She's a sister. She's African American, and she don't believe in whooping kids. And one thing we had a discussion about Obama, she not Obama friend, all that. I'm not longer on Obama's side either. I watched up to that idiot, okay? She was warming. She was warming by Obama back in 2014. Sure was. Don't forget that. I'm like, nah, Obama good. You know what I'm saying? I vote for him because you know what I'm saying. But no, Barack Obama don't look all that great to me. Don't get me involved with some secrets I've been hearing about Barack Obama and about trafficking too. Go shout out to Miss Ali Carr. Supposed to be Tupac dog. Okay. Okay. Okay, baby. That's a lot about Michelle and Barack. And I'm questioning whether she's a man or woman. Baby. Woo, Lord, I've been hearing something about them. And we know about Miss Oprah Winfrey. Baby, her balling Michael Jackson, lying on Michael Jackson, and did Monique wrong. Now they saying Oprah is a trafficker too. Baby, Miss Oprah Winfrey. That theme song. Nah, baby. I'm not. I used to want Oprah to be my mama. She didn't believe with kids and everything. Now, I'm glad she ain't my mama. Oh, no. I used to want I want Oprah to be my mother. Okay. But now I'm glad she ain't. Yeah, Oprah with Miss Sophia, Miss Oprah Winfrey, she wicked now. She is wicked. I don't care if she being there. She wicked. Her and Gail came. And they said it's a girlfriend. That's I heard. I'm sorry, I used to get mad when people say that, but now I don't get mad no more. When you start doing rabbit hole digging on these celebs, especially Illuminati bullshit, that stuff is real. You like, I see why you should spend your money on a bitch ass. I don't worship celebrity because you want to be in a predicament, have money, cars. You don't have all that. You don't have to worry about what regular people got to go through. But baby, some of them ain't getting their wealth the right way. They getting it from Baal, Moloch, and Lilith, and all the other and King Paul and all of the satanic fake gods. Okay, and it's like Beyonce. I'm not enthusiastic about her anymore. I miss the old Beyonce. You see what I'm saying? So when you start redo a rabbit hole on these celebs, and you start seeing some things that look to be true. And my question is, someone making these allegations, why not address the allegations and prove that person wrong? You don't do that. You see let it ride, okay, till you see evidence. So that's why Miss Oprah Winfrey, them girls out in Africa, okay, come on now. You hear talking about Michael Jackson? Oh, I know why. Because women had you out there trafficking girls out in Africa. Miss Oprah Winfrey, even speed of DNA test right there. Remember, him and lying ass Junior time we not Native American, but we are. That idiot said you cannot find what tribe you are because she want to be Zulu. Why? Well, Mr. Harry Gates Jr. lying ass African American Lies, PBS lying ass. You forgot that you used to work for Playboy. You was friends with Alex Haley. Roots is not a true story either. There's some truth to the story, Roots, but it's not true because he took an idea about Kunta Kinte, talking about Alex Haley, from that book, The African. That's why he ended up dead, bro, when he was making the movie Queen with Halle Berry about his triracial, because she wasn't just biracial. She her mom was part Cherokee. Talking about Queen, she was part black and Cherokee, the slave master, and it was not no rape. It was a love affair to support a white woman, Margaret Avery, not Margaret, Margaret Ann Mark, whatever her name is. She played the mistress. Okay, we're talking about mistress as in being married to the white man, not mistress sleeping with that's Jasmine guy who played the side piece, but they call that mistress, the master and Mrs. and master. Okay, well, the slave master wife did not like Queen and abusing her. You know, Raven Simone played that character. You know, they pale her up. You know, she light skinned and made her more pale. Then on Halle Berry, they pale Halle Berry up to play Queen. Okay, right. Okay. It was not rape. It was our love. They master love him some part black Cherokee. Okay, the Jasmine guy played it. You know, she's part white, but she played part black Cherokee woman. Okay, but the white one, Miss Karen, wasn't having that. Oh, and Mark, she wasn't having that. Oh hell no, she wasn't. No, she was not having that. She was not having that, baby. She did not, baby. She didn't want that. Whoo! She was mad that master mess with some niggers, some part indigenous niggers. Okay? Oh, she was mad. She was mad. Baby, she was slapping Queen when she slapped Halle Berry. You know I want her to whoop her ass. I would let me be Queen back in slavery. Baby, me and her been grabbing, pulling hair in a kid. Baby, I've been that ratchet bitch. If I was a female and I was queen and I had a paternal grandmother who's triracial, because you're black and Native American white, baby, I'll beat Master's wife up, the step mammy up, baby. Lucky they was not me. If I had some tits in the cooch, baby, baby, my face. Care about when she stabbed Queen in the kitchen. I watched that movie. That's what got me into doing my Ancestry. 1993 in February, doing Black History. That's why I started doing my family tree, okay? Baby, woo! I was mad at Ann Marker. You know, some character. I wanted Halle Berry to whoop her ass. Like, slap her back. But back then, they would get a whip. You know, they try to kill you and all that other stuff. But see, we don't think like that, don't we? No, in this day and age, we not like that. That's why I don't like us. That's good. Motherfucker, fuck you. Okay, you ain't try to abuse us no more. Now you know. Thank you. Okay? Baby, if I was queen, baby, if I was that yellow bone white passing with dark hair queen, baby, I've been a ratchet bitch in that plantation. Baby, I boom, slap to the face. Boom. You can grab it. Baby, I drag that hoe. if I was, baby, they lucky I wasn't born 18 something and born with a vagina, okay? If I was a woman, if I was queen, Alex had a paternal grandma, her dad, mama, baby, whoo! Aaron Mark would miss her because his last name was Jackson, right? Talking about the slave mom. Miss Jackson was a white woman, right? Baby, I would slap Miss Jackson, the white woman, the Amber, the stepmama, step mammy. Baby, I slap her right back in her face. And got the pop kitchen, beat up her, tear the dress off everything. Baby, we were fighting. We were two girls fighting, okay? Baby, I'm glad I'm Generation X. I'm not the side generation before, okay? Doing so, baby, don't fuck with Generation X and younger, okay? And Millennium and Gen Z and Y. Don't fuck with baby. We don't got that mentality. No, we don't. Some of us do, but not me, baby. Y'all, you lucky. And I'm a man. I'm saying if I was a woman, but I felt a slap while watching the movie, trying to, and I ain't do my homework. I said, okay, I'm not doing homework. I'll do it later on after Queen comes off. I want to know about my history. I told my aunt that, and I was 13 years old. I didn't give a care because this is our thing. Y'all talking about Black history. Well, we gotta learn this. They don't teach us this in school. And in movie, movie Queen, that's what motivate me to do my ancestry. When I was 13 years old, doing Black History Month in 1993, going on 14 a year. Okay? And I love that movie Queen. But Alex Haley's roots was not real because he stole the idea of Kunta Kinte from the Book of the African. Roots was always played. Hold up. Why do you think he died broke when the movie Queen came out? He died broke. Because every time Roots has come out, the white man that made a Book of the African, he plagiarized, the money goes to him. Every time you see Roots come on, that white man who made the Book of the African gets paid. Alex Haley do not. When you plagiarize some of the stuff, the person that is the originator gets more of the money and you don't. And he died broke. But let me tell about Henry Lion Ass Gate Jr. Shout out to Dick Gregory before he passed. He died after my birthday, talking about Dick Gregory. God rest his soul. He said that he didn't want Henry Gates Jr. was no good. When he got the boxes and stuff and that Sony email. Okay. And then, okay, he claimed to be 75% white, but when he was on PBS, he said he was 50% black, 50, he was 50% black, 50% white. How you 50% black when your parents are both mixed up and you one name, pure black and pure white? Come on, I mean, you know, Native American rule. Okay, we found a Native American DNA is not always recognized, and you go fake ass DNA because the DNA test is not real. Come race, it comes, and this it comes is real when it comes to relatives. Okay, but he told Oprah this and this that you cannot put spit in a tube and find you Zulu. So he lied. He lied. Okay, so we are part of Native American. Hold up. Sex trafficking. What did Hugh Hefner sex trafficker? Then he made Brooke Shields go butt naked. She was a 10-year-old. Hugh Hefner. He was friends with Bill Cosby, and Jeffrey Epstein. Actually, they were neighbors. Hold up. Dick Gregory said Michael X did not want Alex Haley, which is Henry Lyon as Gay Jr. Did not want him doing his friend, Alex Haley Roots, did not want him to do his biography. He did not want him to do his biography. He even said that. That's what Dick Gregory said. Because he was friends with Hugh Hefner. And that's why I believe I still link between Henry Lyon as Gay Jr. and Oprah and sex trafficking and DNA and stuff. Why did you tell Oprah that you cannot get a DNA test based on your who is spit in a tube and say you a Zulu? Why? And why her school is in South Africa. And then Hugh Hefner was trafficking the tunnels that they made. Shout out to Andy Carter. That Warren Beatty had been I believe it's true. He been accused of sexual misconduct himself. Warren Beatty. Okay, how to be friend get a superstar. Okay, there. Okay, hold on, I ain't finished. The Diddy was going tunnels. The tunnels was underground tunnel. They have own cities out in Hollywood. It go over to the Playboy Mansion. They was trafficking women and girls in them to the Playboy Mansion. So now you have Alex Haley friends with Hugh Hefner, friend with Human Gates Jr. He take an idea about his family, but mixed it with the book, The African. He got it's on Wikipedia. He had to go to court on that. It's on Wikipedia, and they continue to keep Bruce, but every time Bruce come out, the white man gets paid, not Alex Haley. Him and Gates Jr. was friends. They were not to be trusted. Dick Gregory talked about that as well. And so Alex Haley friends with a sex trafficker, Playboy Mansion, Kenzie's student, Hugh Hefner, who was dirty ass motherfucker. And then also Alex Haley and Henry Gates Jr. was friends, connected with them. Then Oprah comes along, want to do a DNA test, and she said it showed Native American roots. However, she wanted to be Zulu, and he said straight up, you don't take a DNA test with Zulu. And now she has a school in Africa, and there has been allegations of sexual misconduct towards the girls. But she want to come after Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? She want to go after Michael Jackson. She wants to make lies about her and Kobe. Okay, so you see my point. Henry Lyon as Gay Jr. has some explaining to do. And Oprah opened a school. So that's why to y'all who get tired of hearing that facade that we're not Native American based on some DNA testing, this is a liar. Henry Gates Jr. Here lies called lying ass. And Alex Haley did falsify his ancestry, and he got screwed because the white man said, okay, when she made the book and mixed my story to African and Kunta Kinte was not your relative, well, you know what, I'm going to get paid and your ass going to get broke. When they made the movie Queen, it was TV series, and he died when Halle Berry played in this movie. And I'm glad about this because any Mexicans start coming here talking about we done Native American. When I got documentation, I am idiot. My fifth grandpa's died trail tears. His dick is the reason why I'm here. So the point is, notice I say it like that because y'all stupid talking about someone ain't this and that, but if your dick and pussy contributes to a child and it goes on in your family tree, then you cannot negate the truth. You still your child's ancestor. That's why I say that this white man calling them niggas. No matter how many racist Mexican folks say pinche mangate and they hate black people, they're part black. Some black pussy dick in the family tree doing casts in Mexico, Nueva España, mixed with some indigenous dick and pussy in Spain, and that's why they're here. You cannot negate truth. You're still a child of your ancestors. Your ancestors' penis and vagina contribute your bitch ass to be here. So stop lying and trying to go after people. So same thing here. I might don't look all that neighbor because I don't look pure. I look more African, but not pure African. I'm not as dark as Preacher Show, okay? But I'm still a child to my fifth grandpa who died Trail Tears, who's Cherokee. I have Choctaw ancestry as well. You get my point? It does not matter what some damn racist white man think. So that's why I'm glad about the and I do believe because he did show that name Oprah had Native American roots. However, she wanted to be Zulu so bad, and he said straight up, Henry Gabriel said, "We can't spit in a cup and find you're Zulu, so you're lying. So you're admitting that the DNA test does not tell the truth based on your ethnicity and race." But she had a school in Africa where allegedly they sex trafficking girls, which I think is true. Then also too, Henry Gates Jr. was friend with Alex Haley, who that Michael X did not trust to do his biography. Dick Gregory said that, but he was friends with Playboy. He working for a sex trafficker. He would get Hugh Hefner. That R. Kelly wanted to be, okay. And Hugh Hefner was sex trafficking, and he was messing with little young girls. Brooke Shields butt naked at 10 years old. 10 years her mammy let that happen. So now I'm seeing that y'all trying to play with our heritage and then sex trafficking people at the same time, especially the kids. What's up with this this damn bullshit? This is some bullshit. Some damn ass bullshit. I tell it like it is, I don't care if folks don't like it. Okay? To my African people who identify as Native American, I did not tell the truth. I cussed. I showed it, but still told the truth. Okay? Human line as getting these race Latinos to go ahead taking with human line. And this man said he was 50-50, 50 black and 50 white. Then when he got arrested, he said he was 75% white. He was when they had them boxes he was taking from home, coming from vacation, whatever. Why they arrest your bitch ass, nigga? I don't care if you want to be my daddy. Why they arrest your bitch ass? Carrying boxes and shit. Talking about him being profiled. And I'm sitting from seeing white. Hold up. You say you were 50% white. Why do you came from 50% white to 75%? Henry Line ass Gate Jr. Let me tell you something I call that PBS African American lies. Ain't no African American lives. It's African American lies. And he was friend with Alex Haley, who worked for Playboy. Hugh Hefner, the sex trafficker, the pedophile, the chomo that R. Kelly wanted to be. Okay? The Diddy was friends with the Playboy Mansion shit, taking kids and stuff and going on tunnels and stuff. Alec Carter ain't lying. Miss Carter ain't lying on that. Tupac's daughter ain't lying about that. That's why I don't like that old bitch Oprah Winfrey. That's why she went to Mike and lied on Michael Jackson. Got them two white boys lying on Michael Jackson. Now her ass is out and exposed. Come on. That was her theme song when it kind of remember back in the day? Okay. Before she came out, well, I'm every woman. It's okay at the Whitney Houston bodyguard. Now she making fun of Whitney Houston. Of course, that's Shaka Khan's song. But Whitney Houston put it out there, okay? Back in, it was, we already know Shaka Khan made that song back in 83. But we in 1990, like 10 years later, right? 10 years later, because it came out in 1992, 93. Whoa. And Shaka Khan was 30 years old when she I'm Every Woman, okay? All right? Then Whitney Houston came out, and remember, Whitney Houston sing back up for Shaka Khan. Okay, and she part Native American, she part Blackfoot, Black American, Creole, and Native American. Yes, she is. Okay, Whitney Houston is Native American too, besides African and American and Scottish and Scottish and Dutch. And woman has her high bright skin. That John Houston was part Italian. Down his family tree, I heard that too. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. I'm every woman is only me. That's all, okay? Back in 93, she come, okay? And she said I used it because I am every woman. Okay, then she did this Paul Simon song. Yeah, she kept changing her theme songs. Okay. Oprah. Okay, remember that too? Okay, she always had these different theme songs. I used to watch me some Oprah Winfrey. I used to love me some Oprah Winfrey. But I don't love her no more. I don't love Miss Oprah. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, the hell I fucking don't. She was the male motivated for my multiracial identity because she was out-identified. She was pushing the multiracial movement too. She sure was. She was defending Tiger Woods' mixed identity. She was out there putting people like white folks, me for black on her show. And that's what I love about Oprah back. She be whooping kids. But when she gave her that being there money came in, that's when she started being evil. Yeah, she probably did a spell or some type of sacrifice to get that $1 billion money. So yeah, I don't like Miss Oprah. Nobody used to love Miss Oprah. We used to argue my own family about Miss Oprah. Defend Miss Oprah. But now and wish Oprah my mama. I wanted Oprah to be my mama. I sure did. I wanted Miss Oprah to be my mama. I sure did. But of course she didn't become my mama. But I'm just saying, now she evil. Now we have a sex trafficking allegation. She did Michael Jackson wrong. Now she doing Whitney Houston wrong. Baby, did Monique wrong? Did a lot of other people wrong, baby? Oh, but evil. She evil. And that's when Henry Gates Jr. said, you can't spit in a cup and find you Zulu with tribe. So you lied, nigga. You lied. Got these race Latin. Y'all not Indian. You pretend Indians. It's funny the Native Americans here who don't like your bitch ass call you 23 Indian. Cause, yeah. And Sue Wachowski out here probably say your fucking DNA and cloning and shit. I kid you not. But her bitch ass getting screwed too. Cause the government going after that other 23 bullshit. Sue Wachowski and okay, okay. She ain't okay. Never okay, bitch. Your sister was cash she did to me. Like to take my channel away from me. Oh crazy bitch. And I ain't do nothing wrong, baby. But your sister end up dead. Oops. Y'all better leave me alone, baby. Leave me the hell alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Because when someone telling the truth, it will hurt your spirit when you try to deny them to tell the truth. Okay? Yeah, I said what I said. Right? And it was in my birth month at 45 years old. I'm forgetting I was at the navigation center. Right. Sure was. She ended up dead. Mariah Carey, mama ended up dead, and her sister said, I said, and Wachowski. But it's finally when we blasted in Wachowski, she stepped down that road being CEO. I said, it's good. Don't take my channel away from me over some line. Yeah. Thank you. I got my channel back, babe. Okay? So Wachowski learned her lesson, spiritual. So did. I ain't do no voodoo. It happened. Thank you. Prophets 979. Don't correct me. You earn insult. So anyway, that's all I gotta say. But preaching show, please stop with the line, okay? Mexicans got black blood. The white man ain't lying. He called them the N-word with the heart ER, and I'm glad the ones who anti-black are getting that N-word, that nigga wake up in this Trump administration. I ain't talking about the good Mexicans and other Latinos. I'm talking about the bad ones, the Ashley Gonzalez motherfuckers. They're getting, and Erica Mena, she not Mexican, she's Dominican and Rican. That's right. And all these old racist Latino people in this Trump administration are learning their roots. They thought that the good old white cousins are going to include them in this mess. No, they say y'all some bunch of niggas across the board. That's what they said, okay? That's right. Y'all learning your lesson in this Trump administration. Stop emulating their behavior. These white cousins that's racist in America, our white cousins of ours, since we have white blood, do not like you. They hate you. They hate us. We mix with white, no matter how dark or light we are. But we tell you Mexicans and other Latinos, guess what? Our white Anglo cousins is racist towards us. They don't like you either. They just pimp and hold you, okay? Stop trying to emulate their behavior. Stop trying to be anti-black. Stop. And you hate yourself, you be anti-black because what for black pussy and dick. In Latin America, in particular Mexico, in the colonization time, you wouldn't be here because there was a lot of mixing. It was caste and fucking going on in Latin America. That's why your ass here over here trying to hide that dirty secret, baby. We know up on this side of the board, we know that dirty secret. Okay? He gonna remind you, even if the man is not anti-black or racist, all the one who's called the N-word told to go back to Mexico. Let me tell you something. That white man knows your secret. That white man in America knows that you're not just a Spaniard, or they know that you also black. You're also part black. So you try to call me Mayate, call your own damn self a Mayate. Call your own self the N-word with the A-R-E-R because you do got black in your ass, whether you fucking like it or not. In Trump administration, white supremacy in this side of the border know that secret. We try to use horse advocates as lies all you want to. Okay? That's all I gotta say.